Netflix likes playing this weird game where it takes off a beloved show that you poured your heart and soul into in grade 8 and 9, just for it to come back 2 years later with maybe an extra season. So you can binge watch the whole thing all over again. And that show being Community. So the show was written by Dan Harmon and directed by him and the Russo brothers, who are some of the greatest comedy directors I've ever seen. And that has made the show last forever. But the first time I saw the show was not when it first aired in 2009, no. I saw it when I was in grade 8 or 9 in my social studies class, and it was a slow day. We didn't do any work. It was close to spring break, I'm pretty sure, and my teacher booted up the old smartboard and started playing an episode. What I find really crazy though is that this show has been around for a while. It's 10 years old now, which is insane because most of these people have done so many other things. Like an example, Donald Glover, who plays Troy, is now a rapper called Childish Gambino. So really, it's insane where this show took them. Now, originally the show only lasted 5 seasons on NBC, but when it came onto Netflix, I'm pretty sure it only had 4. Now, I personally believe that this is the best season of Community. It sets up all the characters' roles perfectly, and it redefines what a sitcom should be for the 2010s. Sitcoms used to be 3-camera setup, and basically what that is, they have a live studio audience and actors on the stage, and 3 cameras at different angles. And that was to keep a low budget, so they didn't have to keep changing how to set up the cameras and how to rig lights. If all the lighting is the same, if it's live, then all you have to worry about is the audience. Not only did they get rid of the 3-camera setup from before, they also got rid of the notion that the characters should be friends with one another, unlike the show Friends. This led to more conflict between the group and also led to more natural comedy and just better jokes. With the probably greatest season finale I've seen for any show is a giant paintball game, and this continues on throughout the rest of the seasons. But I do think this is the second best paintball season finale. I'll go over the best one in the next seasons. My favorite episode throughout this season and my favorite episode overall was episode 21, Contemporary American Poultry. And this episode, Abed becomes a Godfather type character just to get the group chicken strips. Weird, right?
And I was the guy in the apron. So I came up with a system, and pretty soon half the chicken at Greendale was going out the side door. Everybody in our crew had a job. T-Bone was the bag man. He'd move the fingers to a storeroom where 2 of the girls did the packaging.
For season 1, I give it a 9 out of 10 Wednesdays. While season 1 is still my personal favorite and has my favorite episode, season 2 takes what season 1 did best and injects it with even more jokes and even more character development. It also has the best paintball season finale in the show's running, with both a Western and Star Wars homage. I don't have much to say, but this is a great step in the right direction for the show.
Who the hell are you? The guy that's gonna win.
My favorite episode in the season being episode 9, Conspiracy Theories and Interior Design. In this episode, Troy and Abed make a giant blanket fort that goes all over campus. And while this is happening, Jeff and Annie are hunting down a teacher that is teaching a class that does not exist.
Leonard, back up! Be in here, Leonard. You already have 3 farting strikes against you.
He's getting...
For season 2, I give it a 9 out of 10 Wednesdays. Season 3 really expands on one of my favorite characters in the show, Ben Chang. He first started out as a Spanish teacher, and then he became the security guard, and then he became a dictator. And this is shown no better in my favorite episode, First Chang Dynasty, where basically Chang takes over the whole school, and I'm pretty sure he's wearing a Napoleon costume, and he locks the dean in the basement, and the study group has to save the dean. So I give season 3 an 8 out of 10 Wednesdays. Season 4 was the slow downfall of the entire show. It's mostly because the showrunner and creator of the show, Dan Harmon, has left for reasons that I won't get into here, but you can search them up on your own time. And the show fell into a formula and didn't drift much from how season 3 was. My favorite episode of this season has to be episode 6, Advanced Documentary Filmmaking. And it's basically where Abed makes a documentary about Chang, who seemed to have lost his memory and is now going by the name of Kevin. It's very good, and that's probably the best episode I can say.
My name is Kevin, or so they tell me. Actually, they told me my birth name is Benjamin Chang, but I can't remember anything before 6 months ago.
I also give this season a 7 out of 10 Wednesdays. In mind, the show ended at season 4, the reason being Jeff graduated. And technically so did Pierce, but Pierce left the show for other reasons. And that's why he's not back in season 5. He had bad relations with the cast and crew, and that's why he is no longer seen in season 5. We also lose Troy in season 5 for personal reasons, and I think that's when the show really lost it, when the best friend character of Abed left, because then Abed has no one to work off of. My favorite episode of this season has to be episode 5, which is Geothermal Escapism, and this is based off, it is Troy's last day before he leaves the school, and Abed makes the whole school do a giant game of the floor is lava. It ends with Troy leaving, and it's pretty heartwarming to see that the friendship between Abed and Troy has grown so much, and now they have to leave one another.
I can't hear dead people, Annie. I'm in a world of imagination.
Then imagine what the floor looks like.
I don't have to. I'll just imagine where you're about to be.
That's the same as imagining the floor.
Then you just admitted that's where you'll be.
For season 5, I give it a 4 out of 10 Wednesdays. I think the worst way a show should end is it being canceled and then a streaming service that no one has ever used picks it up. And this is no better shown than in season 6 of The Community, because Community was originally canceled by NBC on season 5, but Yahoo, yes, Yahoo, the email browser that your mom uses, has made a streaming service and decides to buy and produce a 6th season of Community. This is where the show lost everything, because no one will ever go on Yahoo's screen because that is no longer around. The show also lost Shirley Bennett, or Yvette Nicole Brown, in only the 2nd episode. And I think the worst part is how she left is it was off screen and they just mentioned it in a casual sentence. The whole season was a chore to get through. I was no longer interested in any of the cast. They brought new characters that were trying to replace old ones, and it was just stale. I didn't have a favorite episode for this season because the whole show just became a husk of what it used to be. So for season 6, I give it a 3 out of 10 Wednesdays. Overall, Community will always be a show that I love and cherish, but only the first 4 seasons. Anything past those seasons, I'm immediately disinterested and no longer wanting to watch. So I will always come back to the show and give it another watch, but only up to the point where Jeff leaves. Apparently. Don't watch past season 4. It's a waste of your time. I don't see a point. And that's why I give the entire show Community a rating out of 7 out of 10 Wednesdays. Hey guys, I hope you liked this video. It was a bit different format than my other ones, so if you do prefer this format, then let me know in any way. And if you're new to the channel, then please hit that subscriber button. We're super close to 50 subscribers, and that's really exciting. We're only 2 short, so if 2 of you hit it, then we get past that goal. Also, hit the bell, and if you liked the video, then press like and leave a comment. Hope you guys have a great day and stay safe out there. Bye.